onto the stage the man behind Brexit and a man who led brilliantly the United Kingdom Independence Party in this fight and won despite all odds, despite horrible name-calling, despite so many obstacles. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Farage.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Well, thank you, and good evening, Mississippi. I come to you from the United Kingdom with a message of hope and a message of optimism. It's a message that says if the little people, if the real people, if the ordinary decent people are prepared to stand up and fight for what they believe in, we can overcome the big banks. We can overcome the multinationals. And we did it. We made June the 23rd our Independence Day when we smashed the establishment. And we did it. Everybody said we'd lose. And what did we see? We saw experts from all over the world. We saw the International Monetary Fund. We saw Moody's. We saw Standard & Poor's. We saw global leaders giving us Project Fear, telling us that if we voted not to be run by a bunch of unelected old men in Brussels, yeah, well, it's okay. They don't like me either, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But they told us our economy would fall off a cliff. They told us there'd be mass unemployment. They told us investment would leave our country. And David Cameron, then our Prime Minister, but no longer, told us we might even get World War III. And we saw the commentariat and we saw the polling industry doing everything they could to demoralise our campaign. On the day of the vote itself, that morning, they put us 10 points behind. And actually, they were all wrong. And they were wrong because what the Brexit campaign did is we reached those people who've been let down by modern global corporatism. We reached those people. We reach those people who have never voted in their lives, but believe by going out and voting for Brexit, they could take back control of their country, take back control of their borders, and get back their pride and self-respect. Now, the big card the Prime Minister decided to play in the referendum is he got a foreign visitor to come to London to talk to us. Yes, we were visited by one Barack Obama. And he talked down to us. He treated us as if we were nothing. One of the oldest functioning democracies in the world. And here he was telling us to vote Remain. So I, having criticised and condemned his behaviour, I could not possibly tell you how you should vote in this election. But, you know, I get it, I'm hearing you. But I will say this, if I was an American citizen, I wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton if you paid me. In fact, I wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton if she paid me. Folks, the message is clear. The parallels are there. There are millions of ordinary Americans who've been let down, who've had a bad time, who feel the political class in Washington are detached from them, who feel so many of their representatives are politically correct parts of that liberal media elite. They feel people aren't standing up for them, and they've actually, in many cases, given up on the whole electoral process. And I think that you have a fantastic opportunity here with this campaign. You can go out. You can beat the pollsters. You can beat the commentators. You can beat Washington. And you'll do it by doing what we did for Brexit in Britain. We had our own people's army of ordinary citizens who went out and delivered leaflets, who went to meet people where they worked and where they socialized, who convinced and inspired people to go out, if this was the one and only time in their life, and to vote for change. So my advice to you, if you want change in this country, you better get your walking boots on. You better get out there campaigning. And remember, anything is possible if enough decent people are prepared to stand up against the establishment. Thank you very much indeed.
Wow. Thank you, Nigel. What a job. I'm not part of the corrupt system. In fact, the corrupt system is trying to stop me. Nominee from outside our failed and corrupt, broken system. The nominee is me. I'm running to listen to your voice, to hear the cries for help from so many people in our nation. The quiet voices in our society, not the loudest demonstrators, need to have their demands heard. I want to offer Americans a new and much better future. It's time for rule by the people, not rule for the special interests which we have right now. Every insider getting rich off our broken system, and it is broken, is throwing money at Hillary Rodham Clinton. Hedge fund managers, the Wall Street investors, the professional political class. It's the powerful protecting only the powerful. They don't care about you, believe me. Insiders fighting for insiders, but I'm fighting for you. That's what I'm doing. Insider, who are we talking about? It's the comfortable politicians looking out for their own interests. It's the lobbyists who know how to insert that perfect loophole into every single bill and get richer and richer and richer at your expense. It's the financial industry that knows how to regulate their competition right out of existence so there is no competition. The insiders also include the media executives, anchors, and journalists in Washington, Los Angeles, and New York City who are part of the same failed status quo and want nothing to change. They don't want it to change. They like it just fine the way it is now. They oppose the campaign of Trump. I wear their opposition as a badge of honor because it means I'm fighting for real change, not just partisan change where everybody else gets rich but you. A rigged system. Remember it. I said it first. I'll probably be saying it for a long time, but eventually we're going to break that system. I'm fighting, all of us across the country are fighting for peaceful regime change in our own country. The media donor political complex that's bled this country dry has to be replaced with a new government of, by, and for the people. To give the people their voice back. People opposing our campaign are the same people who lied to us about one trade deal after another. They keep getting worse. Aren't you tired of a system that gets rich at your expense? Because that's what's happening. Aren't you tired of big media, big businesses, and big donors rigging the system to keep your voice from being heard? Are you ready for leadership that puts you, the American people, first, together, first? America first. Remember that. America first. America first. America first. Understand that a lot of powerful people are in our political system. A lot of people who've created our problems will lose a lot of their contracts and a lot of their money if African American voters and all the minority voters support my campaign. That I know for sure. It's time to stop making the special interests rich. It's time to make the American people much richer than they've ever been before. We're going to make America wealthy again. We have to make America wealthy again. If we're going to do what we want to do, we have to be smart. We have to make America wealthy again. Ruined the schools. They've driven out the jobs. They've tolerated a level of crime no American should consider acceptable, worse than many third world countries, so bad that people don't want to even report on it. The real numbers are beyond belief. This is all just the beginning. We are going to make this a government of the people once again. This is our chance. This is it. This is it. Your last chance. This is our chance to take back power from all the people who've taken it from you over so many years. The reason you see the establishment and the establishment media lining up behind my opponent is because they are scared that you, with your vote, can take away their power and return it to your family and to your community. These are tough times, but I know we can make America greater than ever before. I have absolutely no doubt. I have gotten to know the people of this country, and I'll tell you, there are no people like the people I have gotten to know. No people. We are going to need a fighter in the White House. I will be your fighter. Believe me, I will be your fighter. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. My opponent asks her supporters to recite a 3-word pledge. Her pledge reads, I'm with her. Choose to recite a totally different pledge. My pledge reads, I'm with you, the American people. I will fight to ensure that every American is treated equally, protected equally, and honored equally. We will reject bigotry and hatred and oppression in all of its many ugly forms and seek a new future of security, prosperity, and opportunity, a future built on our common culture and values as one American people. I am asking for your vote on November 8th so I can be your champion in the White House. Okay? I will be your champion. I will be your voice in the White House. We will bring it back. We will once again be a country of law and order. And we will once again be a country of great and unchallenged success. I say these words to you tonight. I'm with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. I'd like to talk about the new American future that we are going to create as a team together. To achieve this new American future, we must break from the failures of the past. As you know, I'm not a politician. It's good. I wanted to learn the language of the insiders, and I've never been politically correct. It takes far too much time. Sure. True. Truthfully, it takes far too much time and can often make it more difficult to achieve total victory. Sometimes, in the heat of debate and speaking on a multitude of issues, you don't choose the right words or you say the wrong thing. I have done that. And believe it or not, I regret it. Thank you. And I do regret it, particularly where it may have caused personal pain. I can promise you this: I will always tell you the truth. I speak the truth for all of you and for everyone in this country who doesn't have a voice, of which there are many. Our campaign is about representing the great majority of Americans, Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, and liberals, who read the newspaper or turn on the television and don't hear anyone speaking for them. All they hear are insiders fighting for other insiders. That's what they do. These are the forgotten men and women in our society, and they are angry at so much and on so many levels. The poverty, the unemployment, the failing schools, the jobs moving to other countries. I'm fighting for these forgotten Americans. Months ago, I declared my campaign for the presidency on the promise to give our government back to the people. Every day since then, I've worked to repay the loyalty and the faith that you have put in me. Every day, I think about how much is at stake for our country in the upcoming election. This isn't just the fight of my life. It's the fight of our lives, together to save our country. I refuse to let another generation of American children be excluded from the American dream, which is what's happening. The world I come from, if something is broken, you fix it. If something isn't working, you replace it. If a product doesn't deliver, you make a change. I have no patience for injustice, no tolerance for government incompetence, and that's what it is gross incompetence. And no sympathy for leaders who fail their citizens. That's why I am running to end the decades of bitter failure and to offer the American people a new future of honesty, justice, and opportunity. A future where America and its people always, and I mean always, comes first. America first. Remember, America first. America first. I'm tired of a system that gets rich, and this is a system which is getting very rich at your expense. That's what's happening. Aren't you tired of the same old lies and the same old broken promises? And Hillary Clinton has proven to be one of the greatest liars of all time. Aren't you tired of arrogant leaders who look down on you instead of serving and protecting you? And that's what's happening. That is all about to change. And it's about to change very, very soon. How about November 8th? We are going to put the American people first again. I've traveled all across this country, laying out my bold and modern agenda for change. In this journey, I will never lie to you. I will never tell you something I do not believe. I will never put anyone's interests ahead of yours. And I will never, ever stop fighting for you. I have no special interest controlling me, and I have no special interest. I'm spending millions and millions of dollars on my own campaign. I'm funding my campaign. My only interest is the American people. It's my interest. This country has been so good to me, I'm giving back, and that's what it's all about, giving back. So, while sometimes I can be too honest, Hillary Clinton is the exact opposite. She never tells the truth. One lie after another, and getting worse with each passing day. Lies. We now know from the State Department, just announced, that President Obama lied about the $400 million in cash that was flown to Iran. It was flown to Iran. $400 million in cash. He denied it was for the hostages, but it was. Just came out. He said, we don't pay ransom, but we did. He lied about the hostages openly and blatantly, just like he lied about Obamacare. You remember, you can have your doctor, you can have your plan, right? You can have your doctor, you can have your plan. Didn't work out that way. Remember this, I will never put personal profit before national security. Nobody should. I will be a champion for the people. The establishment media doesn't cover what really matters in this country or what's really going on in people's lives. They will take words of mine out of context and spend a week obsessing over every single syllable and then pretend to discover some hidden meaning in what I said. Just imagine for a second if the media spent this energy holding the politicians accountable. Instead, every story is told from the perspective of the insider. Narrative of the people who rigged the system. It's not about me. It's never been about me. It's been about all the people in this country who don't have a voice. I am running to be your voice. to be the voice for every forgotten part of this country that has been waiting and hoping for a better future. I am glad that I make the powerful, and I mean very powerful, a little uncomfortable now and again, including some of the powerful people, frankly, in my own party. The powerful protecting the powerful. The insiders fighting for the insiders. I am fighting for you. On trade, we're going to renegotiate NAFTA to make it better. And if they don't agree, we will withdraw. And likewise, we're going to withdraw from Trans-Pacific Partnership, another disaster. Stand up to China on our terrible trade agreements and protect every last American job. To massively cut tax rates for workers and small businesses, creating millions of new good-paying jobs. We're going to get rid of regulations that send jobs overseas, and we are going to make it easier for young Americans to get the credit they need to start a small business and pursue their dream. On education, so important, we are going to give students choice and allow charter schools to thrive. We are going to end tenure policies that reward bad teachers and hurt our great good teachers. Wants to deny students choice and opportunity, all to get a little bit more money from the education bureaucracy. She doesn't care how many young dreams are dashed or destroyed, and they're destroyed. Young people are destroyed before they even start. Voters, give Donald Trump a chance by giving me their vote. The result for them will be amazing. Look how badly things are going under decades of Democratic leadership. Look at the schools. Look at the poverty. Time for a change. What do you have to lose by trying something new? I will fix it. Watch. I will fix it. I'm playing with you for 60, 70, 80 years, many, many decades. You have nothing to lose. I will do a great job. Time to break with the failures of the past and to fight for every last American child in this country to have a better and a much, much brighter future. The change I am promising to all of you: an honest government, a great economy, and a just society for each and every American. I'm the change candidate. Time to vote for a new American future. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. Friends and fellow citizens, come November, we will make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. In 2009, a company called Ericsson came under U.S. pressure for selling telecom equipment to several oppressive governments, including Sudan, Syria, and Iran. Some of these regimes use those technologies to monitor and control their own people. In June 2011, Hillary Clinton's State Department began adding goods and services to a list that might be covered under expanded sanctions, the Trump administration will end the government corruption. I just get the feeling we're going to win in a landslide. Folks, it's a movement that's going on. This is a movement. This is a movement. Government away from the special interest, give it back to the voters. Ads are absolutely phony with the exception of certain little parts of them. Couple of little things are correct, but we'll get over it. Come November 8th, we are once again going to have a government that serves you and your family and your country, not the special interests, the donors, and the lobbyists. We are going to rebuild our depleted military, avoid needless foreign wars, build new friendships overseas, and remember those three famous words: peace through strength. We are going to work with our allies to crush, defeat, and utterly destroy ISIS. We are going to have a new immigration screening test to keep people out of our country who don't support our tolerant values. We are going to have extreme vetting. Remember, extreme vetting. We want people in our country, but we want people that have the ability to love us and respect us. Crime in these cities is something no American should consider acceptable. It should not be considered acceptable. What the hell do you have to lose? Give me a chance. I'll straighten it out. I'll straighten it out. With such a deep felt feeling, what do you have to lose? I will straighten it out. I'll bring jobs back. We'll bring spirit back. Voting for the same failed politicians, you will keep getting the same results. They don't care about you. They just like you once every 4 years, get your vote, and then they say bye-bye. What do you have to lose? And you know what? I'll do a great job. I'll do a great job. I want to talk to you about really what you have to gain. Those hurting in our country have so much to gain by joining our campaign for a new and more inclusive American future. Reforms will protect your jobs and stop businesses from exploiting visa programs that hurt poor workers and everybody else. Infrastructure plans will rebuild your roads, your bridges, your tunnels, your airports. Regulatory reform will make it easier for small businesses to thrive and for young children to live out their dreams. And merit pay for teachers will help low-income students. Reforms will make your voice heard, not the voice of the special interests. Every insider getting rich off our broken system is throwing money at Hillary Clinton. System better than anybody. It's fighting for insiders, but I'm fighting for you. Wear their opposition as a badge of honor. Believe me, right here. It means that I'm fighting for real change, fighting for peaceful regime change in our own country. That's what we have to have. Donor political complex that's bled this country dry for years has to be replaced with a new government of, by, and for the people. You've got to get every one of your friends. You've got to get every one of your family. You've got to get everybody to go out and watch and go out and vote. And when I say watch, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. I think you got to go out and you got to watch. I'm asking for your vote so that I can be your champion in the White House, and I promise you that's what I'm going to be. These words to you tonight. I am with you, I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. We will make America great again. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Our victory on November 8th will be a victory for the people. For the people. It won't be a victory for the pundits. It won't be for the special interests that put up all of that Hillary money. And it won't be for the failed politicians. It will be a victory for you. It will be a victory for jobs, jobs, jobs. And it will be a victory for American independence, so important. We will reject the failures of the past and create a new American future. We're going to unleash American energy, restore law and order, and we will make government honest once again, which it is not now, believe me. The stakes in this election could not be higher. We are going to cut taxes dramatically and bring thousands of new companies and millions of new jobs to our shores. We are going to stop the TPP, totally renegotiate NAFTA, one of the worst trade deals ever made by mankind. Of course, I'm working harder also, and we're getting old. That's for sure. We're going to cancel every needless job-killing regulation and put a moratorium on new regulations until our economy gets back on its feet, and even them, they're not going to be brought back. They're not going to be brought back. No, we need safety. We need a little environmental protection. We want clean air. We want clean water. But what they've done on top of that has been insane. It's killing our businesses, and it doesn't allow our businesses to compete with other countries, and you're losing your jobs. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. The greatest. Only one person you can vote for, Donald Trump. We're going to do a job. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Put government in charge of your health care. You know where that leads. They tried that in Venezuela. You see what's happening. It's not working. And many other places, doesn't work. We are going to repeal and replace Obamacare and create. And by the way, I have to tell you, the number on November 1st, and they're trying to move the date because it's an election-changing number. They don't want to reveal the numbers. Obamacare is a disaster. In the great state of Texas, they had almost a 50% increase going through Blue Cross Blue Shield. Folks, it's not going to work. It's dying of its own weight. Regardless of who becomes president, it's dead. She's going to try and save it by raising everybody's taxes. Believe me, we can come up with a plan that will be so much less expensive and so much better. And we will do that. We will create choice and competition, and that's going to really make it swing. It's going to be an amazing thing to watch. All right. I want school choice. So you have competition. I want charter schools, and I want merit pay for our great teachers. We should have merit pay. Nobody more important than a teacher. We should have merit pay for those teachers that are outstanding. We're going to put our kids onto the ladder of success, and that is a good education and then a great job. That's what we need. To those suffering and hurting and the people left behind, I say, vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? It cannot get any worse, and believe me, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it so good. So I say, what do you have to lose? What? I will fix it. I'm asking for the honor of your vote so that I can fight for you, all Americans. We're going to make it better, much. Everybody else in our country is tired of being used by these phony politicians. Believe me. Protect your jobs, because your jobs are not being protected. Broken visa programs, and they are broken. All Americans from all backgrounds have a right to have their jobs protected in their own country. At the center of my economic plan is a tax cut for small businesses down to 15% from 35%. Business will flourish. Jobs will pour into our country, and new ones will be created, and I mean created all across the land. That means bringing down taxes, bringing down the price of energy, and bringing down job-killing regulations that cost our economy as much as $2 trillion a year. $2 trillion a year, remember. $2 trillion. Does anybody know what $1 trillion is? We got two of them. We're also going to dramatically simplify our very, very complex tax code. H in our block will be voting against Donald Trump. That I can tell you. Our current tax code is so burdensome and complex that we waste 9 billion hours a year in tax code compliance. That will end under a Trump administration. A Trump administration will end this war on the American worker and unleash an energy revolution that will bring vast new wealth and power to our country. Remember this, our trade deficit with China is approximately $505 billion a year. Think of that, $505 billion. Somebody said, oh, but you'll stop trading with China. I say, is that good or bad? You tell me. We have to straighten it out, folks. We can't have deficits of $500 billion. We can't have deficits, and we can start making things right here again, and it'll be very nice. I'll tell you a few more things that we're going to do. We're going to end government corruption. It's the powerful protecting the powerful. I used to be doing that also, folks. I hate to tell you, it's very easy. I know the business better than anybody. I know this subject better than anybody that's ever run for any office. Okay? 16 months ago, I was like the fair-haired boy. All of a sudden, I'm an outsider. You know, it took just a few words. I am going to run for president. I became an outsider. It's insiders fighting for insiders. But I'm fighting for you. That's why I'm doing this. Justices of the Supreme Court. Remember, Justice Scalia, great man. We're going to try and get people of that thought process, that thinking, that intellect. But we already have one. We're going to bring back jobs, opportunity, and hope to every community in our nation, every community. Once again, we're going to have a government of, by, and for the American people. This is going to be your country, your government, and your really great future. It's going to be a great future. If I win. If I don't win, it will be worse than ever before. You will see. You will see. But hopefully you will not get a chance to see, because we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around, and it'll be a beautiful thing. Thank you. We will bring America together as one country again. We will bring it together as one country, united as Americans in common purpose and common dreams. And that's what it is. It's dreams. We dream of having it right. It will be right. It will be right. We're going to have a thriving economy. And we will make America great again for each and every American. You will be so proud of your president, and more importantly, you will be so proud of your country. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
That I originally ran, because I want to save our country. And America is worth saving. When you stop and you think about all that went into the creation of this country and the sacrifices that so many made so that we could have freedom, so that we could have a land that was of, for, and by the people, not of, for, and by the government. That's what it was intended to be. We must pay attention to every segment of our society. All of it must be taken care of. And that's one of the things that Donald Trump has been talking about. He's gotten a lot of criticism for talking about, portions of our country that aren't doing well, like our big inner cities. But the fact of the matter is, if they're not doing well, the whole country is going to have a problem, because we're all in the same boat. And if part of the boat sinks, eventually the rest of it's going down too. And that's one of the reasons that we're called the United States of America, not the divided states of America. Let's find a way to bring jobs back to this country. We have policies in place that are destroying jobs. We have trade agreements that are destroying jobs. And this is not a complex equation. We have a reasonable tax code, and we get rid of all the stupid regulations that are keeping people from doing what God gave them the talent to do. And then lastly, we must bring back values and principles that made us into a great nation. We can't allow the secular progressive movement to destroy the very value system that made us stand apart from everybody else and allowed this country to go from nowhere to the pinnacle of the world in record time. And we can go back there again when we remember our values. And our values are good values. And we are very fortunate at this time to have someone running for president who's not a typical politician, who's willing to speak his mind, who is unafraid, and who loves America.
Just thank everybody. It's an honor. And I made you a promise. I made the people of New Hampshire a promise, because you've heard me talking about it, and I talk about you all the time. I said that we are going to stop the epidemic of drugs pouring across our southern border. Heroin in particular, where you have a massive problem. We will stop it, and then we will work hard to get all of those people that are hooked. We'll get them off it one way or the other. We're going to work very hard. I made you that promise. You watch. I fulfill my promises. I've developed such a deep affection for this state, and let me just tell you, you're going to be very, very happy if I win. That I can tell you. Over the next 74 days, that's what we have, 74 days, started on June 16th of last year, and it seemed like such a long, long ways, and now we're down to 74 days. We're going to work very hard together. We're going to win this state, just like we did in the primaries, and we're going to win the White House. We are going to win for the American people. Our victory is going to be a victory for the great majority of Americans whose voice has not been heard for many, many years. Year after year, we live under a Washington regime, and that's what it is. It's a regime that ignores your demands, rejects your cries, and they are cries for help in many cases, and they are being rejected. Needs are going to come first. The real divide in this election is not between left and right, but between everyday working people and a corrupt political establishment that works only for itself. This election is a chance for the great majority of decent citizens to end the rule of a small group of special interests and to return that power to the voters, or, as we would say, to the people. Hillary Clinton believes only in government of, by, and for the powerful. I am promising government of, by, and for the people. Okay, when I win. Just remember this. This is a promise. New Hampshire is staying right where it is in terms of primary. It's an unbelievable state and an unbelievable tradition. And there's a lot of talk of moving you to the back of the pack. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I give you my word, New Hampshire stays right where it is. Okay. This has been a very historic week in American politics. The voters have always known that our leadership in Washington, D.C. is corrupt and that the system is very badly rigged, a word that I believe I used first that has been copied all over the place. Badly rigged, and it's broken. But this week, the curtain was truly lifted. The corruption was revealed for all to see. The veil was pulled back on a vast criminal enterprise run out of the State Department by Hillary Clinton. Then half of the meetings Hillary Clinton took, Clinton Foundation donors. These are people that want things for their donation. These are people that expect things for their donation. And when you follow it out and you see the people that left her office, you take a look at what those people, those companies, and those countries got. Believe me, you will find out it is plenty. Access and favors were sold for cash. It's called pay for play. It includes foundation donors getting lucrative contracts in Haiti, all while the people of Haiti suffered horribly and are not, by the way, big fans of the Clintons. And by the way, people that did 2% of what she did, their lives have been destroyed. But she didn't care. As long as it helped her get away with her crime, no risk to America was too great. It didn't matter to her. And now she's running for president. What is being uncovered now is one of the most shocking scandals in American political history. It's Watergate all over again. It's Watergate. And she's being totally protected by our government. Lie after lie after lie. This is the corruption we expect to see in a third world country, but not in the United States of America. Just imagine the damage to our security, to our integrity, to our standing in the world. And believe me, the world is laughing as they watch. If Hillary Clinton is allowed to sell the Oval Office in the same way she sold her office as Secretary of State, and she can't help herself. She cannot help. We must vote on November 8th to keep the American government from being sold to the highest bidder. And by the way, folks, if you're looking at the poll numbers, take a look. We're doing very well. As all of these revelations have been discovered, some this week, many this month, Hillary Clinton has been hiding. She's been hiding. Where is she? It's the oldest play in the Democratic playbook. When Democratic policies fail, they are left with only this one tired argument. Racist, you're racist, you're racist. They keep saying it, you're racist. It's a tired, disgusting argument. It's the last refuge of the discredited Democrat politician. They keep going back to the same well. But you know what? The people are becoming very smart. They've heard it too many times before. The well is dry. The well is dry. This is the year the American people who believe in much better and much more honest politics say the word enough, enough. This is the year that the people who have been betrayed by Democratic policies, including millions and millions of African American and Hispanic American citizens, reject the politicians. I am lowering taxes very, very substantially. She is asking for a major tax increase. Folks, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Donald Trump will fix it. We're going to make it better. We're going to help education. We're going to straighten out crime. We're going to create jobs. We're going to bring our companies back. What the hell do you have to lose? It can't get any worse than what it is right now. As I discussed yesterday, these are the same tactics the establishment powers used to try to scare the British people out of voting for change also. It didn't work there, and it's not going to work here. Call me Mr. Brexit. The American people are ready to vote for freedom, opportunity, and justice. They are ready to take back control of their own futures. You have to take it back. We will take it back. The movement will take it back together. It's time the Clintons were held accountable for their inappropriate conduct. Thank you. You can see the feeling in this country. You can see by these outbursts, you can see the anger at what she got away with, but maybe she won't get away with it. You can see the anger in this room. You can see the anger all over the country. Here's the central point that I want to get across today. Hillary Clinton isn't just attacking me. She's attacking all of the decent people of all backgrounds, doesn't matter, of all backgrounds, who support this incredible, once-in-a-lifetime movement. Never seen anything like it. We can't let that stand. We can't. Voters are used to the old game where failed politicians like Hillary, who did lose to Barack Obama rather decisively, an election she was supposed to win easily. Please don't forget that. With the charges of racism and other things. Republicans then always have a tendency to back down and be defensive and look bad. Not Donald Trump. Let me make some very clear statements before this whole country, including all of those many cameras back there. If you want to have strong borders so that people come into our country, but they come in legally through a legal process, that doesn't make you a racist. It makes you smart. It makes you an American. We will build the wall 100%, and Mexico will be paying for the wall. We will build it 100%. I see all this stuff given out over the last 3 or 4 days by the media that Trump doesn't want to build the wall. Folks, we are building the wall, okay? Remember what I say. Mexico will pay for the wall. Remember. If the choice is between saving lives or appeasing politically correct censors in Washington, D.C., that is the easiest choice you and I will ever have to make. To Hillary Clinton and her donors and advisors, pushing her to spread smears and her lies about decent people, I have 3 words. I want you to remember these 3 words. Shame on you. The first thing she should do is call up Washington and immediately request that her great Secret Service agents drop all weapons. Let them walk around with no weapons. And let's see how she feels about that when she wants to take away your guns. It's time for a new day and a new dawn in America. On November 8th, we will end the rule of special interests, and we will begin the rule of the people. I am asking for your vote so that we can break free from the failures of the past and create a new American future. I am asking for your vote so that we can achieve amazing things for the American people. We can be greater than ever before. I am telling you, we can be greater than ever before. Are going to create jobs like you've never seen. With jobs, 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 and also education, education, education. We will fix our disastrous trade deals and stand up to the countries that cheat, of which there are many. We will lower taxes and create millions of new jobs as a result. Companies will come pouring in. We will unleash an American energy revolution. We will eliminate job-killing regulations destroying our businesses. We will repeal and replace the horrible disaster known as Obamacare. We will put rules in place that hire American workers first. We will end the era of nation building and instead work in partnership with our allies to crush and destroy ISIS. We will promote the values of tolerance, justice, and acceptance. We will steadfastly reject bigotry and hatred and oppression in all of its ugly forms. We will have dreams, and they'll be common dreams, and we will have a purpose. We have no purpose right now. Our citizens will proudly promote our values and our system of government as the best anywhere in the world, and they will be proud of it, and they will believe it. We will make America prosperous again and wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make, very importantly, America safe again. Friends, citizens, and fellow Americans, we will make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.